all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, so that I'm able to speak something by your mercy, by your prayers, by your good wishes that is truthful, beneficial, and pleasing to Vaishnavas, Guru, and Krishna. Oh, and Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So as Rupini Padma said, yes, we are reading from Canto 8, Chapter 2, verse number 31 onwards. It's a very instructive chapter, full of wonderful transcendental knowledge as well as essential instructions for our present position, caught like Gajendra in this material world. Somewhat similar, you can say. So, do you want me to do the screen share, or somebody else normally does the host do that, or what is the...
Mataji, I'm making you host.
Okay, you're going to make me the host.
Yeah, you can please share now. Thank you.
Okay. So we are going to verse number 31, which is hopefully coming up on your screen. Can everyone see?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Text 31. Itham Gajendra Sayadapa Sankatam Pranasya Devi Vivasho Yadrichaya Aparayan Atma Vimokshane Chiram Dadhya Vimam Buddhim Athabhyapadyatta. So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the king of the elephants saw that he was under the clutches of the crocodile by the will of providence, and being embodied and circumstantially helpless, could not save himself from danger, he was extremely afraid of being killed. He consequently thought for a long time and finally reached the following decision. Purport. Everyone in this material world is engaged in a struggle for existence. Everyone tries to save himself from danger. But when one is unable to save himself, if he is pious, he then takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 7:16. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna Arto jignasur artarti jnani cha bharatarshabha. 4 kinds of pious men, namely one who is in danger, one who is in need of money, one who is searching for knowledge, and one who is inquisitive, begin to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in order to be saved or to advance. The king of elephants, in his condition of danger, decided to seek shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. After considerable thought, he intelligently arrived at this correct decision. Such a decision is not reached by a sinful man. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, it is said that those who are pious, Sukriti, can decide that in a dangerous or awkward condition, one should seek shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So this pitiable condition of Gajendra is being described in this Gajendra Mokshanam pastime, where initially the king of elephants, he is lording it over material nature. He is the king of the jungle. He is the lord of all he surveys. He comes crashing through all the jungles, breaking twigs, small trees, saplings, and reaches this beautiful Trikuta mountain. And he reaches this beautiful celestial lake, which the description is there, that demigods and demigoddesses used to visit because it was full of beautiful cooing birds, beautiful lotuses, beautiful varieties of flowers. There's a cool, fragrant breeze blowing because the demigoddesses used to visit. And their bodily odor, the fragrance, used to make the whole air fragrant, what to speak of the flowers over there. So it was a very celestial atmosphere, and Gajendra just went to enjoy. He just went there to enjoy himself. But what that enjoyment turned into became a battle survival for his very life. When he was in the water, sporting with his family, his wives, his children, his grandchildren, his nephews and nieces, and this one and that one, what happened? A crocodile came, caught hold of his foot, and would not let go. In actuality, the king of the forest, the elephant, is very, very strong. But because he was not in his element, he was in the water. And the crocodile, being a water animal, while the elephant, being a land animal, he gradually started losing his strength. They fought for 1,000 years, it is described, but the crocodile was winning. It became very obvious to Gajendra that nothing and no one can help. We will see in the next verse also, which I will read, because it's very illustrative of this continuing theme of surrendering to the Lord, that no one can help him except the Supreme Lord. He was in great danger. He was going to lose his life. And because Gajendra is King Indradyumna from his previous life, he remembered Krishna. He remembered the prayers he used to offer, and he began to offer the same prayers, glorifying the Lord and begging for his merciful protection. My dear Lord, please save me. So finally, when he came to this realization, that's when he turned to the Lord. Till then, he was fighting with his own strength, thinking, I'm strong enough, I can do it. Aren't we all like that? Any circumstance, any problem, we put our heads to it and we say, I can figure it out, I can deal with it, I can do it. But the real intelligence is what? To surrender in that situation to Krishna and beg for his merciful protection, beg for getting good intelligence, which means the directives of the spiritual master, which is the real solution in every situation, in every problem. We seek the spiritual solution because that's the only solution. Otherwise, shifting the material energy around is like moving the burden from right shoulder to left shoulder. It just keeps the problem where it is. Isn't it? So when we try to break our own heads and try to solve the problem with material solutions, that's not a solution because it entangles us even more. Prahlad Maharaj says that material solutions to material problems create more material problems, sometimes even worse than the problem itself. The remedy becomes even worse than the problem. So our solutions are actually very pitiable because we are conditioned. We are having imperfect senses. We are subject to making mistakes. We are prone to getting illusion, and we are prone to getting cheated as well as cheating ourselves. So when a conditioned soul like this subject to the 4 defects of material life, tries to make solution, what solution can happen? Instead, the man of intelligence says, Shishyasteham shadi mam tvam prapannam. What does Bhagavad Gita say in 2:7? What is Krishna describing to Arjuna? And what is Arjuna saying? Let's go to that particular verse. 2:7. Karpanya dosha pahta swabhavajam. Let me read that whole verse for you because it's a very nice verse. And it teaches us also how to take shelter. Because you may say, how can I take shelter? I cannot see Krishna. I don't know who is Krishna. Why will Krishna listen to me? That is why Krishna has sent the spiritual master. Karpanya dosha pahata swabhava prichami tvam dharma samudha chetaha yat shreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadi mam tvam prapannam. Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. Who is speaking? Arjuna. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. This is the humble position of the disciple in front of the spiritual master to make a solution to the perplexities of life. See this purport, how beautiful it is. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there's perplexity, and therefore it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. Tasmad evam gurum sa eva abhigachet. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. So our problems will always be there. Why? Because we have taken this material body and we have come over here trying to lord it over material nature, just like Gajendra. We also came out of envy of Krishna, and now we are here in this situation, caught by the material energy since time immemorial, getting entangled more and more in her complexities by action, reaction, until we don't know where it all began. Can anyone remember how many lifetimes we have spent in the material world? Can anyone tell me for certain where they were in their previous life? Who was their family? Which was their home? How did they live? Whether they were even in the human form? Do we have any knowledge? Do we have any guarantees? No. We have no knowledge. We have no idea where we were, which species. Hopefully, we were in human form. That's how they say that only if you have done some devotional service, you can pick it up again in this life. So hopefully, we were devotees. But you never know. Maybe it is only Srila Prabhupada's mercy, causeless mercy, that we got picked up and we were brought to devotional service. So now we must make a solution to these problems, which is what? Birth, death, disease, and old age. These are the 4 problems of life. These are the real problems of life. And the man of intelligence thinks, why should I do this again and again and again? And having come to this understanding, he reaches out to the Lord. Here it is described, 4 types of pious people begin to surrender unto me. Krishna himself declares, let's go to 7:16. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna arto jignasur arthati jnani cha paratarshapha. O best among the Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. The distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. The miscreants they only create more and more problems for themselves and for others. They are called Ashuras or Dushkritinas. They never surrender because they're very sinful. But pious men, because they understand the supremacy of the Lord, when in distress or when in need of money or when they are searching for real knowledge, or even more advanced is he who is looking, he meaning both he and she. I'm not distinguishing. When I say he, it also means she. We want to be correct. Everyone, anyone and everyone who is looking for the Supreme Lord, he comes to the Lord because he is searching for something that is meaningful, something purposeful, something that is divine. And this is actually the position we want to be in. We want to chase after the Lord, isn't it? And we want to come to the point of pure devotion. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord favorably without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. Now, why we are saying this? Because any place you want to go. Many years ago, you must have wanted to come to America, right? So therefore, you made some plans. You made some activities. What was that? I have to get visa, or I have to get education, or I have to get this, I have to get that. You made all the preparation, you produced all the letters, sponsorship, this thing, that thing. Then they went through all that and said, okay, now you're qualified to enter America, isn't it? Isn't that the way it happened? Or you wanted to join chartered accountancy or medical college or a law degree or whatever it is. You had to qualify, isn't it? Similarly, for us to qualify for the spiritual world, we have to come to the platform of pure devotional service. Nothing less will do. We can't expect to enter the kingdom of God carrying all our baggage of this material world. It's not possible. We have to come to pure consciousness. So you may say, oh, but Mataji, I'm not in pure consciousness. I'm still a mixed devotee. And that's all right. We are all like that. We are all mixed devotees. We are trying for pure devotional service. We are not pure yet. But that is not a hindrance in the sense that that is not a bar. You're not disqualified just because you have material desires or you're mixed devotee. That is not a bar to practicing devotional service. We are all trying to get clean. Prabhupada said, you're all in the shower. So we are trying. But this trying process has to progress. We have to make advancement. And that is why one must turn to the Supreme Lord and his representative. So let's go back to the main verse. So who decides to go to the Lord? We spoke about that, 4 types of men. So in this condition of danger, he very intelligently arrived at this correct decision. And Prabhupada describes such a decision cannot be taken by a sinful man. Because sinful men do not agree that there is a Supreme Lord. Sinful men do not want to admit to a higher power. They do not want to submit to any authority. So such a decision is not reached by a sinful man, that only those who are pious can take shelter of the Lord. And Krishna allows this, even though we may not be pure devotees, he allows this because he says, yes, you have come to the right conclusion. You have come to the conclusion that I am everything. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. After many, many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge of me surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all there is. Such a great soul is very rare. So all of you are very great souls. You have come to Krishna consciousness. Okay, let's go and see the next verse, which is a further explanation of this verse of why Gajendra surrenders. Namam ime gnataya aturam gaja kuta karinya prabhavanti mochitum grahena pashena vidhatur avrito api aham chatam yami paramparayanam. The other elephants, who are my friends and relatives, could not rescue me from this danger. What then to speak of my wives? They cannot do anything. It is by the will of providence that I have been put that I have been attacked by this crocodile, and therefore I shall seek shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always the shelter of everyone, even of great personalities. Purport. This material world is described as Padam Padam Yad Vipadam, which means at every step there is danger. A fool wrongly thinks that he is happy in this material world, but in fact he is not. For one who thinks that way is only illusioned. At every step, at every moment, there is danger. In modern civilization, one thinks that if he has a nice home and a nice car, his life is perfect. In the Western countries, especially in America, it is very nice to possess a good car. But as soon as one is on the road, there is danger because at any moment an accident may take place and one will be killed. The record actually shows that so many people die in such accidents. Therefore, if we actually think that this material world is a very happy place, this is our ignorance. Real knowledge is that this material world is full of danger. We may struggle for existence as far as our intelligence allows and may try to take care of ourselves. But unless the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna ultimately saves us from danger, our attempts will be useless. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, Balasya neha sharanam pitarau narsimha nartasya chagadam udanvati majato nahu taptasya tat pratividhirya ihanjasheshtas tavad vibho tanubhritam tvad upekshitanam. Bhagvatam 7:9-19. We may invent so many ways to be happy or to counteract the dangers of this material world. But unless our attempts are sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they will never make us happy. Those who try to be happy without taking shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are mudhas, rascals. Namam dushkritya no mudha prapadyante naradhama. Those who are the lowest of men refuse to take to Krishna consciousness because they think that they will be able to protect themselves without Krishna's care. This is their mistake. The decision of the king of the elephants, Gajendra, was correct. In such a dangerous position, he sought shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, Gajendra is understanding, no one can help me. All my relatives cannot help me. My wives cannot help me. Nobody can do anything because I'm in the water attacked by this very powerful crocodile. He has caught me by the leg and there is no other recourse except the Supreme Lord. So in this material world, many people think, oh, I have such a big family. I am so nicely positioned in society. I am known as a big man. I have a big bank balance. I have position. I have power. I have wealthy and influential relatives. Therefore, I am protected. But who can protect us against death? Your bank balance, your position, your name, fame, influence, your powerful relatives, your wealthy positioned relatives. What can they do when we are attacked by disease? Can they stop our old age? Can they stop our death? No. So therefore, Prabhupada calls these fallible soldiers. Fallible soldiers means we cannot rely on them because at the time of death, none of these things are going to help. Therefore, one must develop Krishna consciousness so that our consciousness becomes pure and we transfer ourselves from this material world back to the spiritual world, where there is no more birth, old age, disease, death, and we are completely back in our normal position of pure, loving servitorship to Krishna, where every word is a song, every step is a dance, every day is a festival, and the loving servitude to Krishna increases our happiness unlimitedly and in a variety of ways. That is the spiritual world, where the beautiful blue boy is residing with his gopas and his gopis and his cowherd boys, cowherd girls. He's stealing butter, he's performing beautiful pastimes, he's enchanting everybody. All these things are going on. The spiritual world is full of variety, full of enjoyment. There's a very beautiful song, Adharam Madhuram, in which the sweetness of Krishna is described. Many of you may have heard it, but there is where Krishna is, and that is where we belong. We have come here forgetting Krishna with the desire to lord it over Krishna's property. When we go and try to lord it over someone's property, even in this material world, what happens? We get arrested, isn't it? Huh? Says, who? You are the owner? You think you're the owner? You think you're the enjoyer of this property? You think you're the proprietor? Come on, go to jail. Similarly, when we try to lord it over the material energy, we actually make a laughing stock of ourselves, because we are not the controller, we are not the enjoyer, we are not the proprietor of anything. Only Krishna is. So then who are we? We are only his servants. Nityera Jivera Swarup Hoy Nityera Krishna Das. I am only a servant. Lord Chaitanya declares, Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayor Das Dasanudas. I am nothing but a servant. I am a servant of the servant of the servant of the cowherd damsels of Raj. That is my position. And he eulogizes the position of the gopis because they are completely surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna's pleasure is everything for them, and they are willing to do anything and everything to make Krishna happy. Of course, this is a very exalted position. We cannot jump to that position, but simply by trying in our own small, humble way, every day, carefully, faithfully, regularly, chanting our rounds with great attention, devotion, and surrender, reading Srila Prabhupada's books, carrying out some simple deity worship at home or in the temple, as it may be, doing some little service. We are like that little squirrel in Lord Ram's story. He did very, very small according to his size, but because he was doing it so wholeheartedly, Lord Ram was very pleased. And that is all we can do. We are not big, anything. We are very small, we are very tiny, we cannot do very much. But whatever little bit we do, if we do it with all sincerity and with a deep desire to satisfy and please Krishna, that becomes very pleasing. Patram pushpam bhalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. One offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a fruit, a little water, a flower, I will accept it. Krishna doesn't need anything from us. He is being served very nicely by many millions of goddesses of fortune, and Radharani herself never makes the same preparation twice. So Krishna is getting everything much, much more than we can give. What we can do or what we can offer or what we can give, very little. But Krishna wants the love in our heart. He wants to taste the love in everyone's heart. And therefore, he says, come to me, come back to me in loving servitorship, because this is what will make you happy. Nothing else can make us happy. My dear spirit souls, nothing in this material world can make us happy, because we are spiritual beings. We can only be happy in our normal position of loving service to Krishna, which is what we are all trying to do through this bhakti yoga process. By the great mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who has come to save us from this material world, just like Gajendra, we have all been caught by nations, by Maya. And Srila Prabhupada is releasing us from the darkness of ignorance. That's why we say, Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Right? Similarly, there's a very beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita. Tesham Ivanukampartam. What is that? 10, the second line I forget. Nashayami Atma Bhavasto Jnana Deepena Bhashvata. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Jnana Jam Tamaha, I think. 10, 10, 11. Aham Ajnana Jam Tamaha. Nashayami Atma Bhavasto Jnana Deepena Bhashvataha. So Krishna shows special mercy to his devotees. In our hearts, he's there as Paramatma. He sees everything. He knows everything. And so when we genuinely want to please him, when we sincerely try to please him through obeying the words of the spiritual master, he destroys the darkness of illusion in our hearts and gives us real knowledge. So then this Gyan becomes Vigyan. It becomes realized knowledge. This is the knowledge we want. There's vast amounts of knowledge, but what we want is wisdom. Wisdom is there with very few. Those who are wise can teach us the path of devotional service. That is why we turn to the spiritual master who's coming in the bona fide disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vridhu. Only one who is in the disciplic succession can give us the knowledge as it is. And only such a person can free us from the darkness of ignorance. Therefore, we offer all respects, all worship, all our reverence, all our love and devotion at the lotus feet of such a guru, one who can save us from the darkness of ignorance and help us to make our life successful. And such a guru is our dear Srila Prabhupada, who gave his life so that every one of us can become Krishna conscious and go back home, back to Godhead. So thank you all very much for listening very patiently. So we can now open up for questions, comments, sharing, realizations. And it would be nice to see everyone. If you can put on your cameras, if it's possible, I would be happy to see all of you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Haribo.
Pranam to you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for your association and wonderful class. It was most needed because, this times of trouble, when they come, we're learning so much from Gajendra that he was so, in a situation where, like I was mentioning this yesterday also, that probably as Bhagvatam mentions that, the elephant has got so much pride. It was thinking, I'm the king of the jungle. But then, the place where it does not belong, there, the crocodile caught it and, their pride finished like this. So we also become very proud and, things like that. And how we should not let this pride factor come in, because there's this saying, right, when the gopis got a little pride that, oh, Krishna is with me, I'm great, then Krishna vanished away
Yes.
from one's heart.
Immediately Krishna vanished from there.
Krishna vanished from there. So we have to be very careful about this pride factor. But one thing is good, because he was a devotee. So I wanted to ask you, because we are going to be learning in details, that little bit of this the elephant story, that Indradumni Maharaj, and then little bit about Indradumni Maharaj, and then what actually happened, that he like we know about Bharat Maharaj, how he became a deer because he was attached to the deer's baby. So little bit if you can explain, so we can have a better understanding of Bhagavatam in our own selves.
Yeah. Indradumna Maharaj, he offended a sage and he became cursed to become an elephant. And King Huhu, who was also a king, he became cursed to become a crocodile. King Indradumna was deeply engrossed in meditation, and Agastya Muni came by, but the king neglected him. The king neglected him. And because he said, you're a dull-headed personality, I put you into a dull-headed body of an elephant. This is how he cursed him. But then he relented, because, King Indradumna is a very great king, very great devotee actually. He said, don't worry, you will be liberated by the Lord himself. So this is there described in the Puranas. Let me see where I can find the exactly. Yeah, I will read out, because this will give the exact. Indradumna handed over the governance of the country to his children when he became old and performed penance in the Malaya mountains. One day when he was immersed in meditation, Agastya Muni came. Indradumna did not notice his arrival. Enraged at this, the latter cursed him to turn into an elephant. Being immediately told about the curse, Indradumna sought redemption from the curse from Agastya Muni himself. Redemption was granted thus. Indradumna would roam in the forest for years as an elephant, a devotee of Vishnu, and he would attain salvation when Lord Vishnu came down to the earth and patted the elephant on its back. Accordingly, Indradumna was turned into an elephant who roamed about in the forest for many years in the company of a herd of wild elephants. At last it arrived at Mount Trikuta. There was a lake there, on the banks of which was sage Devala engaged in penance. Huhu, the Gandharva, had once come to this lake with a number of Apsara women, and they indulged in amorous sports which Devala did not like. He cursed Huhu and turned him into a crocodile, and the crocodile lived in the same lake. Now, Indradumna, who is actually turned into an elephant, stepped into the lake to drink water when the crocodile caught hold of its hind leg. Neither did the elephant nor the crocodile yield, neither did the elephant yield nor the crocodile leave the former free. Their tug of war continued for 1,000 years. When the Lord appeared, killed the crocodile, and saved the elephant. At once the elephant was retransformed into Indradumna and he attained Vaikuntha. See how these things happen. We don't realize how intricate and complicated karma is, but this is how it happened, that King Indragna was cursed to take the body of an elephant.
So, Mataji, in those times, the curses were like actually happening.
Yes, the sages and the munis were very powerful. If they gave a curse, it would happen.
It would happen. But nowadays, what is how is curse taken shape in today's yoga when we are here, Kali Yuga?
Yeah, well, nowadays we don't have so much spiritual power anyway. Even our curses will not be very effective. Our blessings, yes, to some extent, because it is said that if you have good thoughts and good wishes, then you also get pious credits for that. But bad thoughts, we don't get a reaction, and neither do we have so much spirit. It depends on the spiritual power of the person. It depends. Supposing that person is very spiritually powerful, it can happen. Once my Guru Maharaj was, shall I tell you this little story?
Sure, Bhataji.
He was in the brahmachari ashram, and there was one other brahmachari. I think he was the brahmachari leader, or at least he was a fellow brahmachari, but he was very mean. He was very harsh. He was very cruel, and he was harassing the devotees like anything. So once, he was just doing too much, and my Guru Maharaj cursed him. I curse you that within a short time you will get married. So then Guru Maharaj himself tells this story. He says it openly. That's why I'm repeating it. And within 6 months, the man was married. And he had to leave the brahmachari ashram. And then Guru Maharaj said he actually became a nice grihastha. So powerfully spiritual people, they can curse us. And who knows what can happen with that. So devotee is very, very careful. Doesn't want to make offenses to anyone. Because we don't know. We don't know who is who. They could be very powerful personalities.
Yes.
Basically, why offend anyone? Because, remember, when we offend a Vaishnava, it's a very grave offense. Krishna doesn't like when we offend devotees. So we have to be so careful. And sometimes we may make mistakes. So therefore, we immediately go and fall at the feet of the Vaishnava, offer our most humble obeisances and apologies, and beg them to forgive us. Because if anyone is really serious about spiritual life, he's terrified of making offenses, because that spoils everything. We have to be very careful in spiritual life.
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much. But Mataji, like sometimes what happens in relation to what you said last, like suppose in the family members, they're all devotees, right? Now they have been, and they have come into Krishna consciousness, they say at the age of 5 or whatever, 5 years, say like that. And before that, they were living with their family like a normal karmi life, right? So once, suppose all husband, wife, children become devotee, and once they become a devotee, but still those propensities are there, and your relationship takes you back to what it was earlier. So you might be committing an offense when you're a karmi, it doesn't matter, but now you become devotee, but still the propensity is there, and oh, okay, like this person, my daughter, she's short tempered, oh, this one is very lazy, and then even later on you continue because you want to keep that same comfort relationship with them as it was earlier. Now how does that offense come into that picture?
See, we should try to become nice Vaishnavas, Just because someone is my husband or my wife or my child or anything, we shouldn't take them for granted and behave any way we like, speak any way we like, talk any way we like. Because why offend even? Because these are also very dear to Krishna. Remember, All the people in our life have been sent by Krishna to perform that particular role. Somebody may be my wife, somebody may be my mother, father, sister, brother, whoever. But we must try to become nice Vaishnavas. We must try to move to the mode of goodness so that our speech becomes very pleasing, our actions become very pleasing. Not that we continue the same old, and quarrel and fight and argue like fishwives, It is not nice to do that. I remember once Bhanu Swami Maharaj was giving a lecture, and I said, Maharaj, husband-wife relationship, it is so intimate. So where's the question of offense? He calls me names or he calls me something and I also call him back. So doesn't it cancel out? I've offended him, he has offended me, cancel ho jayega na. So Maharaj started laughing and he said, no, we should try to become nice Vaishnavas. Etiquette begins at home. Devotional service begins at home. It's very easy for us to be very nice to outside. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. We can do all that to other people because they don't push our buttons. They don't provoke us. They don't irritate us. They don't annoy us. We don't have to live with them. They don't have to live with us. So it's very nice, very easy to be nice to outsiders because we just see them for a few minutes. But the people whom we live with, that's where the challenge is. That's where the provocation is the most. Why? Because we are so closely related. The relationship is very intimate and they can trigger us. They can really push our buttons. They can really drive us nuts. But that's where we need to do the work. We want to become nice Vaishnavas. We want to re-enter the spiritual world, isn't it?
Yes.
So there's no excuse.
And that's like a test also coming from Krishna. Okay, this is your so and so, and then it's a trigger point. You're right. But Mataji, one last bit again connected to what you said. Sometimes what happens, at least this is my flaw, we react immediately. Something will happen, we'll react. How we listen to the other person, walk away, or just take a breath, maybe do a few rounds, 8 times, 9 times chanting, and then come back and answer without immediately showing reaction. Can you give some counseling on that little bit? I wanted, and you're being like a counselor in marriage. This is a thing I face because I react back, and that's not a good thing because I've learned from so many devotees that that's very important, that you should not just blurt out or say something at that spurt of moment. So how you can help, Mataji, in that?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I just said. We must all strive to reach the mode of goodness. It's the mode of passion which makes us react, immediately. We should not react, but we should respond. Respond means using one's intelligence in that situation. As you rightly said, take some time, cool off, chant some rounds, sit on it, maybe sleep on it, wait 24 hours. It doesn't have to, if it's not a life and death situation that needs to be attended to immediately, you can revisit that issue when both are calm. Not that everything has to be tackled in the moment. So all these things have to be considered because we don't want to make our home a battle zone. The atmosphere should always be very positive and very nice for the children also to grow up in. So we should handle ourselves as mature adults and as much as possible and as quickly as possible move to the mode of goodness. Staying in the mode of passion and ignorance is very detrimental. And even our devotional service begins on the platform of Sattva Gun. Our devotional service doesn't even begin until we reach mode of goodness. You see? So we must strive to reach the mode of goodness by chanting our rounds very carefully so that our lower nature is completely vanquished.
Yes,
and come to the mode of goodness.
Yeah. Mataji, is there any particular quote from Bhagavad Gita that you can tell us where we can read, about mode of goodness? Particular.
Austerity of speech. Let's go to 1712. Bhagavad Gita. Let me pull it up for you. Those three, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, how our speech is. I'll just share it with you. Can you see it? No, not yet. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. Austerity of the body consists in worship of Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and superiors like father and mother, and in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. And satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind. This threefold austerity, performed with transcendental faith by men not expecting material benefits, but engaged only for the sake of the Supreme, is called austerity in goodness. So these are the qualities we wish to have. This is the way we want to conduct ourselves, being very careful in our thoughts, in our words, in our deeds, being intelligent, being thoughtful, being kind, being considerate, being compassionate. These are the qualities we want to have, isn't it? Because so these
Which chapter is this,
austerities,
Mataji? I can see the text. Which chapter you mentioned?
17, chapter 17, the divisions of faith,
And then
verses
text.
14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay, 17, 14. Okay, from onwards. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to make some notes maybe, and I can work on that. There's some issues which I face myself.
We
Weakness.
all do. We are all challenged. Don't worry. Every
Yeah.
one of us is challenged in relationships. Who
Yeah.
can claim to be, free of all these things? So we must keep striving to
Yes.
reach the mode of goodness at least. Then only we can go on to transcend. There's no question of transcendence without reaching the mode of goodness. The lower modes must be given up. The mode of passion, the mode of ignorance must be given up by a devotee by moving to the mode of goodness. And how can that happen? Chant, chant, chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
And in regularly reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Why Prabhupada wrote so many books? Sitting up half the night, 3/4 of the night, sacrificing sleep. In the dead of the night, Prabhupada would go to sleep just barely few hours. 10:30 he would wake up, and whole night till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, he would be translating and writing these books. Why? For us. For us to come out of the darkness of ignorance and become bhakti yogis. So everybody must have these books in their home and regularly open the books and read them, not that we just buy it and keep it. Especially Srimad Bhagvatam. Srimad Bhagvatam is the literary incarnation of Krishna. And every person, Prabhupada wanted that every household all over the world should have one set of Srimad Bhagavatam at least. Ideally, you should have all the books, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, all the small books, all the big books, everything should be there. But at least Srimad Bhagavatam set we should, each and every one of us must have in the house and regularly read Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. We say, no? Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome within the heart is gradually reduced to practically nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental hymns, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. So if you want to get free of all these dirty, nasty things in the heart, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Every day reading the books or hearing a Bhagavatam class, referring to Bhagavatam, taking solace and comfort from the Bhagavatam, taking the knowledge of the Bhagavatam, purifying our life through Srimad Bhagavatam. This must be the daily endeavor of every devotee, because Prabhupada has given his life to write these books so that we can get knowledge.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. I'm sorry for taking such a long time. If anybody has any comments, please try to come live so it's more personal. Like Mataji said, first time she came, and ask your question or comment. Hare Krishna. Mataji, my Danat Pranam.
Sada, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj.
Haribol, Padmini Radha, my humble obeisances to you. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Mataji. I was just such a beautiful class. And I don't have a question. I wanted to share this reflection that, when you were talking, uh, we have so much to be grateful for to Prabhupada, right? Because I was just thinking the world that we live in, it is so full of passion. Like when we go to works, people are just wanting to go ahead at God's speed. That's what they say. By climbing on each other, right? They don't really care. There is no compassion, humility, none of that existing there. So, uh, I mean, in when you are uh, associating with, I know you're not supposed to take association from people like this, but uh, I feel it's a challenge when you are dealing with worldly people, and when you are trying to practice the mode of goodness also, all the qualities that we develop as devotees. Uh, they feel, I feel sometimes it's very challenging, but at the same time I also feel that it is very empowering, uh, because at the end of it, you, through books, through classes, through lectures, through Maharaj's mercy, you are able to understand the real goal of life. So I just wanted to share that upar se, when you are dealing with others, you may feel that, oh, what am I doing? Am I not? I need to be passionate about my career or like my life choices, and like I cannot settle down, because that is one thing, Mataji, sometimes I struggle with personally. And maybe I can turn this into a question, and or rather, I would like to get your opinion or guidance on this. So, when you're trying to practice bhakti, um, I constantly remind myself that I need to be satisfied with what I have. But then at the same time, I get a little rejected at times, because then I feel that, am I settling down for something less? Like especially in my career, for example. Uh, do I am not constantly looking for jobs or trying to make more money, or trying to get better positions. I'm just जैसे चल रहा है ना बस है, that is good, because the way I think is, I don't want to do something extremely different and difficult and affect my services, or because that is what is going to eventually help me stay afloat. So is that a right understanding, Mataji? And if so, then why do I sometimes get these doubts of, am I doing the right thing or not?
So therefore, good association is very, very important, because without good association, it is very easy for us to lose focus. It is very easy for us to get influenced by the people, because remember, association is very powerful. So if we are constantly, spending many, many hours, which happens because we are in the workplace, then we are very likely to get affected by that. Not very likely, we do get affected by that. And that, therefore it is said, we don't take their association, we give our association. So to be Krishna conscious in the workplace is very, very challenging, and one has to try very hard to be Krishna conscious even there, because as you said, the mood is competitive, the mood is, ruthless, and so on and so on and so on. So uh, we are not, as you rightly said, we are not trying to get ahead, though there's nothing wrong with material opulence, material position, or whatever it is. We do our best to please Krishna. If a promotion comes, well and good. If a promotion doesn't come, well and good. You know? So that is devotee's attitude. He is not looking for more and more material position. He is looking for more and more advancement. He is looking for more and more ways to serve. He is looking to enhance the quality of his chanting, of his reading, of his service. So that is what we are looking for. That's the advancement we want. If material advancement comes, well and good. If it doesn't, well and good. So devotee doesn't really want so much, because sometimes material advancement, it may seem on paper, oh, now I've become boss of, but then so much responsibility comes with that. So much more headaches come with that. They give you a hefty pay raise, and then they squeeze you like toothpaste after that. Why? Because they expect more and more out of you. Nothing comes without a price. Nothing. It is made out like you have become chief executive officer or this or that or something, but it comes with a very hefty price. So devotee is not so much interested in advancing himself materially. He's more interested in advancing himself spiritually, because this will take him to the goal of life. Spiritual life is razor's edge. So one has to be very vigilant, very cautious, and constantly be in the association of devotees so that we are not getting contaminated by the materialistic atmosphere.
Thank you so much, Mataji. And I was also thinking about, just the principles of what is taught in in Bhakti tradition, in ISKCON, the following four regulative principles. All of that is so potent and, helps us regularly in what the goal is. Because I was just thinking, even coming from India, coming from a pious family, we are never taught the importance of service, Mataji. There's always a fear that's installed in us कि तुम ये नहीं करोगे तो ये ऐसे से हो सकता है. But the service is never highlight of anything, even in relationships. And sometimes I feel bad coming from families that we do come from. Like everyone is, people are trying to be nice, but at the same time, there is we don't practice so much of compassion. We don't practice so much of respect and service. There's zero service attitude. Even within a marriage, the way Prabhupada talks, what is the goal of a marriage? There's nobody talks like that even in India. And it's heartbreaking sometimes to see all of that, because in the Western
That
world,
is
it's
why
all.
you have to make a change. You have to make a difference. You have to be pioneers. You have to teach people how to have an ideal Krishna conscious marriage. You have to teach people how to have ideal Krishna conscious parenting. You have to show people, why did Prabhupada say you have to become Krishna conscious and help others become Krishna conscious? Bharat bhumite manushya janma hoilo jar, janma sarthik kari karo paropkar. All this is forgotten. India is actually tapobhumi. Divya Bhumi, land of spiritual knowledge, but everything is forgotten now because of the influence of Kali Yuga. In fact, Indians want to become more Westerners than the Westerners themselves. And
Yes.
Westerners are becoming more Vedic. It's going the other way. They are getting more and more attracted to this simple life and sweet philosophy and, all these things that is comprised in Bhakti Yoga. So they are taking to our way of life and we are trying to become like them. If we keep this up, guess what will happen? We'll be born as Americans and they'll be born as Indians and take up. But after that, we can. I'm just making some speculations here, hypothesizing. But that's what India is headed for. If we are so crazy after Westernization, that's our next destination.
Right.
We'll take birth in the Western countries of the world.
No, and also on the same lines, like when you're getting married or anything, your family never tells you, like at least mine didn't, and I'm not ashamed of accepting this, that you're supposed to be of service, you try to have that respect. The goal is to be Krishna conscious in marriage, and so you have to serve your husband. Aise, when you use these words, there is always a demeaning kind of uh,
Yeah, what is a girl
quality to
taught?
it. Why are you serving? You are also educated. Girls are no
Right,
more meant for
right.
service
Exactly.
and all of that.
Don't take the menial position. Don't be submissive. You're also equal and this and that. And that is true. In God's eyes, we are all equal. Even an ant is equal to a human being. There is no difference for Krishna. But at the same time, we must understand that in the marriage, there are certain roles and responsibilities of the man. There are certain roles and responsibilities of the woman according to her propensities, according to her nature, according to her psyche. Krishna has made a woman soft, kind hearted, nurturing, caring. Women are more relationally oriented. Who remembers all the birthdays in the family? Who remembers the wedding anniversaries? Who remembers to buy gifts for everyone? Who keeps the family together in crisis? Who remembers that so and so had a sickness? We must go and give some prasadam, check on them. It's the women who keep families together because they are relationally oriented. Men are achievement oriented, focused on goals, focused on achieving, focusing on targets, focusing on deadlines, like that. So each brings certain strengths and each has certain challenges. That is why men and women are supposed to make the marriage together, because she has strengths, he has strengths which complement each other. You see? So it's a very intricate subject matter. We don't have so much time to go in
Yes.
depth, but I'm happy to do some seminars for y'all, even online on Zoom, if y'all want at some future date regarding
Sure,
all
Madhuri,
these
that
things.
would really help because nobody really talks to us in those aspects, and it's always a give and take. That even the world around you is constantly telling you that. So, looking at marriage from Krishna conscious eyes and perspective would be really game changing to a lot of
Yeah.
us.
I have a seminar, a strong Krishna conscious marriage, what it looks like, what are the components. And I have done that in my travels in the US. Some congregations have asked for that seminar, and have done that seminar also.
Mataji, I'll connect with you separately, and we'll see if you're still in town, then we can have you home or
No,
something.
even in India I can do it.
Sure.
I'm in London right
Thank
now,
you.
and next week I'll be
Okay.
heading to India.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji. I don't have a question. My question was actually Padmini Radha Mataji asked one of the questions I had about Indradumna Maharaj, but I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your class. You were a wonderful, inspirational speaker. So I hope you'll be with us, again and again.
I
For
don't
sure.
know. Radha Seva, sometimes when I look at my own speeches, I think, my gosh, I don't know anything. I'm not so qualified. I'm not so scholastically inclined. I'm not so learned or intelligent. When I see, there are many great speakers in our movement. We have Gaur Gopal Prabhu, Amarendra Prabhu, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, Gaurang Prabhu, and I see, oh my gosh, I'm just a little ant. In front of these people, I'm nothing. Which is true. But then this is my Gurudev's order to give class, to preach. So somehow I'm still continuing. I'm not in that league, I'm not such a great speaker, but all of you are kind enough to encourage me, and I'm grateful.
No, you are. You most certainly are. I would be interested in any seminars you hold or anything. Where do you live, Mataji, in India?
Right now, I live in Mayapur. I relocated after being in America for 20 years. I relocated to Mayapur about 3.5 years ago. That's where I'm based now. But I travel and I preach also.
Okay, very
I
nice.
traveled throughout Northeast America this time. I came to all in all, I visited about 15, 16 yatras this time on my travel tour. Are you in Charlotte, North Carolina?
No, I'm here in the Potomac, Maryland area.
Oh, interesting. I was just there recently, and I did a seminar called Parenting in Krishna Consciousness, a Sacred Responsibility. And it was a
Nice.
home program. We held it in the home of Adi Govind Prabhu and Padmini Radha. And I thought it received quite a good response. So maybe we can do something like that again in the future also.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Yes. Next time I would like to attend one of those next time. Thank you, Mataji. Hope to see you more and more in the morning lectures.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your encouragement. I'm very appreciative of any encouragement I get. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Right.
Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam. Thank you so much for this nectar class. And you are so knowledgeable, Mataji, but since you are humble too, and you are not accepting that. But you have so much knowledge, Mataji. And you're eager to serve also. That it shows like as soon as you reach to London, you message me that I'm in London. If I can serve you. So that was like so inspiring and so greatness of you, Mataji.
No, it's just I'm following my Guru Maharaj's orders. That's all.
We are so fortunate to have you, and thank you, Padmini Radha Mataji. Because of you, we came to know Sri Devi Mataji, and yes, we will have more. I will reach out to you whenever you have time. You can please be with us, Mataji.
Sure. I think this time will be something in the evening in India. So I think it should still be possible even after I get to India. Maybe once a week or something like that. We can do something together.
Yes, that will
Certainly.
be awesome, Mataji. Once a week will be good.
Okay, sure.
Kamarasika Mataji, we can take some topic class like marriage or counseling, and then we can correct to Bhagavatam, like we do with other speakers. I just
Yeah,
want that.
it's a good idea, Mataji. Very
Yes.
good idea. Because Mataji has a master's in that subject, so she can guide us in that way.
Yes, and I also want to mention what Padmani Radha Mataji said, that, like it's very true. We, Srila Prabhupada and this Krishna consciousness and this Hare Krishna mantra, and there is so much more has saved us. Because I remember when I got married, I was not inclined to do seva. And because of that I had a lot of difficulties in the in-laws. And, and the thing is, like Prabhupada ji somewhere said that ladies, at least, two things, they should serve their husbands and in-laws and do cooking and cleaning. This is their integral role. Nobody told me that. So I got married in 2002. In 2008, when I came into Krishna consciousness, that is the time I learned. So there is a struggle from 2000, sorry, not 2002. I got married in 1993. 1993 to 2008 was a big struggle. But eventually I learned, but still, it was not touching the heart. But when I heard from pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, what duty of a Mataji should be towards the husband and even husband, that is the time I felt that now I have become a wife, not before that. I don't know what I was doing, how my mind was. So thank you
Yeah,
so
how
much for
much
sharing.
how much we owe to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's mercy is unbelievable,
Unbelievable.
totally unbelievable. And it transforms our lives. It makes us like Chintamani, It
Yeah.
turns even iron into gold. So we are so dull-headed and we are so stubborn and we are so fallen. And Prabhupada is making us into devotees. Isn't that a miracle? It's a complete miracle.
Yes, yes, yes. And I really like the story of your Guru Maharaj, who said to get married, you'll get married, and it was actually blessings, and the devotee changed only. So, sometimes some people are although they're devotees, they're very stubborn. But we people cannot change. But spiritual master knows what is to be done. They can internally read us. So
Correct.
yeah,
That is so true.
yeah, Mataji. Thank you so much. So I'm so happy that we can do some topics and learn. So of course we didn't follow, but for our children, daughters, sons, we can teach them. And
Exactly.
from you will be a lifelong. Hopefully, it will stay with us, like Prabhupada's teachings, and we can hence,
Pass it on.
family. Thank you so much, Mataji, for this wonderful seva you're doing. You're serving your Guru Maharaj, but I'm sorry we're taking seva from you by asking you to come. But all glories to your Guru Maharaj. I'll say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All glories to Chandamali Swami Guru Maharaj ki
Jai.
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 You
Jai.
should see Guru Maharaj dancing in Kirtan. He's 78 years old and he outdances everybody who is one-fourth his age also. He jumps, he twirls, he pirouettes, he, races up and down. He does amazing dancing. Have you seen Guru Maharaj? Were you there in Sadhu Sangha?
I saw him like in a couple of years back. I was not here this time, but I saw Maharaj, your Guru Maharaj there. And of
Yeah.
course, all Maharajas were dancing together, but they were like all actively dancing. But had I known that, there's a disciple I'll meet today, and, I would have been more closely connected. It's like one of the Guru Maharajas. So, and when you don't hear personally about any Guru Maharaj, then, you don't connect so well.
Yeah. We have to
But
hear more.
yeah,
We
yeah.
have to hear more about the glories of pure devotees. This is also very important for us.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for sharing about your Guru Maharaj.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Mataji. Maharaj is 27-year-old. Oh, Krishna. He has so much energy, Mataji. I saw him many times dancing in the kirtan, with
Yeah,
jumping and
he is going to be 78 years old in September 29th. Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja is coming up. To celebrate it with Bhakti Charu Maharaj's Vyasa Puja in Ujjain and then again in GEV on 29th September. Those who cannot make it to Ujjain will celebrate it on his birthday, September 29th, but he will become 78 years old. A few months short of 78. That's why I said 78.
Haribol.
But
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Please
Krishna.
accept my humble obeisances, all Guru Shri Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. When you,
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All
all
glories
glories
to
to
Guru
Srila
Maharaj.
Prabhupada and Guru.
And this is, who is this, please?
I'm Nikunja Rasadas, disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami, and I'm the husband of Shamrasika Devidas.
Okay, Haribol.
Haribol. So I just thought of interpreting in between when you mentioned about His Holiness Chandramouli Maharaj about dancing. I remember even Shamarasika must be remembering, like when we came first time to Bloomington, Illinois. And Maharaj used to come for our Bhakti Vriksha preaching once in a month. So we had a very huge Bhakti Vriksha, like 50 to 100 devotees used to gather every weekend in Bloomington. And I remember, if I recollect, Maharaj used to dance that time. It was so many years back, almost 2 decades back, and Maharaj used to dance. Uh, uh, and the same spirit I saw recently in Orlando Sadhu Sangha. Maharaj is dancing in the in the same way, yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
I thought of this, how Maharaj is able to, keep the same spirit and same energy, So
He's
that is the,
transcendental. So this teaches
yes,
us, these great devotees, they are not of this world. They are coming from the spiritual world to save us, and they are on total different energy only. This is transcendental energy because nobody can do like this,
yes, nobody can. So I just thought, I went to, after the, I think second day, I saw Maharaj walking around the desks there, and then I just took his blessings, because whenever Radhanath Swami and Chandramani Maharaj meet, we will feel that they are like brothers,
Yes, there's a very close bond of love and friendship and affection, which is very
Yes,
inspiring for us to see because we can learn so much. We can learn so much from observing our gurus and how they are, so kind and so loving and so affectionate towards one another. We can learn to be like that, brothers and sisters in this Hare Krishna movement, and that will make Prabhupada so happy. It'll make our Guru so happy to see all of us coming together and serving this great mission of this Hare Krishna movement. Srila Prabhupada said, your love for me will be shown by how you all cooperate to push on this movement together. So how
yes,
much we must, bond with one another and try to serve one another and try to push on this movement, which is what we are doing over here, you know.
yeah,
So for me also, it is very heartwarming to be with all of you and to humbly try to serve you in my own small way. I know I'm not so great like all the great speakers, but I'm also a small ant, like the ant in Raw Drum story. So we all are trying in our own small way. But as long as we do it in that spirit of service, in that spirit of wanting to please, then we are doing the right thing.
yes. Yes, Mataji. And, I remember even in Nivrindavan, it was maybe 2 years back, the Radha Swami, His Holiness Chandramoli Maharaj, and Varsana Swami, they met each other on the hill near Old Vrindavan. And, when they met each other, they hugged each other, and then, like, we were standing like when they will be separated, like they hugged so
Wow.
tightly for such a long time.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was really wonderful, and yeah,
I just long and I just long, Prabhu, the way what you're speaking, I just long for the time when our generation will also have such loving relationships where we all become so close, so attached to one another, support one another, encourage one another, help one another. Because Prabhupada said, our society is like one big family where there is
yeah,
love and trust,
yes,
you know? So, how
love
much
and
we
trust.
must try to become good devotees and build loving relationships with one another so that we too can sustain our Krishna consciousness because I cannot do it without you. It's not possible to do it without association of devotees. I need devotees, you know. So I feel that what you're speaking is something so close to my heart. I feel Krishna only inspired you to speak all this today.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. And about love, you said, yeah, exactly right. Because yesterday we were in Bhakti Yoga studio for Gauranga Darshan Prabhu's class, and he mentioned at the end of his class, he mentioned the same, what Guru Maharaj, mentions about love to the God and love to the devotees. If that is there, then as you mentioned, love and relationships. So that upon love, definitely, because every soul has that love to each other. Only it has to be recognized as a spiritual entity. If we just recognize each other as a spiritual part and parcel of Supreme
Krishna.
Personality of Godhead, definitely then this analogy, and it was the same message what we got yesterday from the same class.
Yeah.
From the class.
His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says, at the end of the day, all we have is each other.
Yeah.
How deep that is. Just think about it. It's a very simple line, but how deep it is.
Yes. That's correct, Mataji. Yeah, thank you for sharing so many things. It
Thank you for
to,
allowing me.
yeah,
Thank you for giving me your kind attention and allowing
yeah.
me to share so many things.
Thank
You
you,
have been
Mataji,
very
for your
patient.
time too. Yeah,
Thank you.
because it took me back to Bloomington, Illinois, when I came first time to USA, and I saw Chandramouli Maharaj, then Radhanath Swami, Rompad Maharaj. So many Maharajas I saw there, and near Chicago Temple, we used to go to Chicago Temple also. And even I remember, when I was in Vrindavan, uh, I used to do full-time service there. For 6 years, I left my profession and I did seva there. And I have seen you coming for some days and giving the class. I remember you, Mata.
Hare Krishna.
Maybe I was one of the servants there, but I used to be in the congregation development office. So yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, I remember your classes. Yeah,
Hare
so
Krishna.
nice to connect again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My obeisances, Prabhu.
Same
Jai
here.
Shri Prabhupada. Jai Guru
Jai
Maharaj.
Prabhupada ki Jai Guru Maharaj.
Jai. Thank you all very much.
Sarvasya
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
kripa
Sindhu
sindhubhyo
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha. Jai Srila
Koti
Prabhupada.
Vaishnava की
Jai Guru Maharaj.
हनुमान
Jai.
की जय श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय
Jai.
Jai.
हर गए श्री देवी माता जी की जय
Jai.
Ki
His
jai.
Holiness Chandramouli Maharaj ki jai. His
Jai.
Holiness Radhanath Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
All the Guru Maharajas ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai.
thank you so much माता जी
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Meet you, see you again, Mataji.
Hare
yes
Krishna. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
yeah Mataji please let us know when are you reaching to India then we will
Yeah, let me get back and let me figure out what my schedule will be, and I'll certainly get in touch with you after.
yes
I
yeah you
settle
need
down.
some time for settle down also
Yeah. Thank you.
no problem
Yeah.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hari Bol